Coach, I can think of a couple words to describe that game. What comes to your mind when asked that question?
Well, a coach's nightmare. I mean, certainly not ideal. I guess the positives, we got the 2 points. I thought the power play, relatively speaking, was real good tonight. And, the return of Lodine, as we've talked about, can be a difference maker. And I certainly thought he was fantastic tonight, which was great to see. So, but, you're not going to sustain winning playing like that in terms of our play without the puck is just not good enough. But so we got to do a better job of helping the goaltenders out. I mean, let's face it, the goaltending on both sides certainly wasn't ideal, and the save percentages I suspect took quite a licking tonight.
Yeah, likely an entertaining game for the fans for sure. And if nothing else, your team showed some incredible resolve to be down by 2 multiple times in the game, and then that late goal on the 5-minute power play, and then your captain leads by example. Just an excellent battle back from your team tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you look at the first 13 games, that's probably something we can say. That's one of the strengths of the team so far. There is no quit. There is a lot of resilience in the room, and that was certainly some adversity there with the cross check and Sabrin toss from the game. So next thing you know, you've got to kill a 5-minute major. So, and then they get one early, and then the PK not only kills the rest of it, but kind of an unlikely hero, Heater get bouncing on that rebound. So, we certainly felt when we got into overtime and got the power play that we could hopefully end it in the OT with the power play, but we'll certainly take the shootout win as well.
Yeah, the Heater goal, you talk about a coach's nightmare. I can't remember the last time I saw a defenseman that low in the zone while killing a penalty, but sometimes you just got to go get it.
Yeah, I think, it's instinct, right? It was a 2-on-1 there, and, I thought initially that Ritter probably should have shot the puck there, and because he does got a shot that can score from that area of the ice, but I think he held on to it a little bit too long and then looked to pass the Sharts, and somehow that the puck squirted loose on a rebound and Heater buried it. It's just certainly it was one of those nights where there was a lot of things that happened that is not typical of a hockey game.
A lot's been made of Igor Sokolov not scoring much this season. He scored tonight. What did you think of that, and kind of getting him going on the goal scoring sheet?
Yeah, I think Sokol's game has certainly come along here since we put him with Crookshank and Ridley Gregg, and I thought he had some other opportunities to shoot tonight, and he passed it off, and I still think he probably ended up with 1-on-1 tonight, but it was nice to see him get on the sheet there with that one-timer and a beautiful pass from Ridley Gregg. So I certainly like where his game is coming, and that line now is a pretty young line, with Sokol being kind of the senior statement on that line, senior Elsman, I guess we're looking for that word, but I think that line, they need to learn how to defend as well, because I'm not a huge matchup type of guy. I mean, if it's needed, I think it's important, and but from their perspective, if you're going to go out against the other team's top lines, you're also going to have to learn how to defend. So that's certainly an area that's work in progress. But from an offensive perspective, for 3 games now, I think they've done a nice job together.
Brendan Sonier, what did you think of his debut? He dropped the gloves in defense of Flodel.
Well, I think we talked a lot about identity of a player, and it comes as advertised. I thought he was tremendous on the forecheck and was physical all over the ice and a real good fight. So I think that has to make a good impression on your teammates, and made a good assist there on the Castles goal. So pretty good debut for him, and it was unfortunate that he got the 17-minute penalty there. So his night was over then, but overall I was happy with his play, and came as advertised.
And maybe just lastly, goaltending wasn't the star of the show tonight, but Logan Flodel gets his first AHL win. I guess how important is that to a guy like him who's been up and down and kind of through the ringer a little bit in the last half a season, basically?
Yeah, he's a real good kid, and that's why Justin Peters went to bat for him in the summer when we were looking to sign a number 6 guy. You know, he came in last year and did a good job for us, was a good teammate, worked tremendously hard, and Petey thought he had some upside, and he's done a good job this year. He's been flying back and forth, and you know, he's been banged up himself a little bit down in Allen. So for him to come under, you know, pressure, it's never easy to come in under those circumstances and make some saves, and got run over 2 or 3 different times. I did think they were crashing the net a little bit too much for my liking, but again, I thought the refs did a good job there towards the end of the game of settling that down, because you know, they did run him over at least twice and potentially 3 times. So he stuck with it, and you know, only needed to make 1 save in the shootout, but you know, it's a key save to give us a chance.
And I guess finally, you've got 2 games coming up this weekend. This must put you in a nice spot heading into games against more divisional rivals.
Yeah, I thought today was important for us. You know, we've talked quite a bit here in the last 2 days about trying to get back to 500. You know, it's very difficult to continue to battle from behind. So this is a big week for us to hopefully get it 4 out of 6, and a big rematch on Friday night with Toronto. And you know, there's certainly a way that we will need to play to beat Toronto based on the last time they were in this building. So I look forward to turning the page tomorrow and getting ready for Friday.